It usually starts small. A swiped credit card here, a financed car there. But before long, that small pile of bills gathers speed, picks up weight, and suddenly feels like an inescapable force. You try to do the responsible thing by scraping together the minimum monthly payments, but when you check the balance next month, the principal has barely moved. Look at this chart comparing median income to average consumer debt loads for 25 to 45-year-olds. It shows exactly why household budgets feel so tight. Average debt is piling up remarkably close to the baseline of what most people actually bring home. If you finally carve out an extra $200 a month to fight back, you face a choice. Do you target the highest interest rate to save on fees or the smallest balance to get a quick win? The specific way you allocate that extra cash will determine the order your debts disappear and how much interest you'll ultimately pay. Success depends on picking a strategy that matches your own psychology, keeping you committed during the long months when the math feels slow. Before weighing the options, we have to establish the baseline rules. Neither method works if you are still actively borrowing money. First, you must continue making the minimum monthly payments on every single account. Skipping these triggers late fees and penalties that can quickly outpace any forward progress. Second, you have to halt the spending habits that created the debt in the first place. You cannot clear a hole while you're still digging. Stopping new spending creates the baseline for survival. From there, the payoff strategy you choose dictates the actual speed of your recovery. The Debt Snowball method focuses on the balance size. You list your debts from smallest to largest and attack them in that order, regardless of the interest rates. We have a $400 overdraft at 12%, a $5,000 loan at 7%, and a $12K card at 29%. Resort this list strictly by balance size. Throw every extra dollar at the overdraft until it hits zero. Then that payment rolls over to the $5,000 loan. Crossing an account off the list provides a dopamine hit. Seeing a balance hit zero makes the next month's sacrifices feel worth the effort. The trade-off is the cost. By ignoring the 29% interest rate on the credit card, you end up paying more in total interest fees to the bank. The snowball method sacrifices mathematical efficiency to build the psychological momentum needed to prevent burnout. The debt avalanche strategy takes the opposite approach. Here, you list your accounts by interest rate and target the one costing you the most money first. Let's use that same portfolio. Sorting by interest rate pulls the $12,000 credit card to the top at 29%. Every extra dollar hits that large balance, watching your most expensive debt gradually shrink each month. The difficulty here is the timeline. You might spend 18 grueling months grinding away at this one large balance before you get the satisfaction of crossing anything off your list. Without the feedback of a quick win, many people lose motivation and abandon the strategy entirely. This trade-off between total interest saved and the speed of crossing off accounts is the primary decision point for every borrower. While the avalanche method mathematically saves you the most money, it carries a higher risk of behavioral burnout due to that lack of immediate feedback. You don't have to pick just one. A hybrid strategy allows you to blend the strengths of both methods. You might use the snowball method to clear a small $400 overdraft first. Once you have that initial win, you can switch to the avalanche method to target the remaining high-interest accounts. Regardless of the math, neither method works without an injection of extra cash. Generating that surplus requires lifestyle sacrifices, strict food budgets, no expensive vacations, and starting a side hustle. True debt elimination is a trade of short-term comfort for long-term freedom. The strategy only works if you find a way to fund it. Personal finance outcomes are driven more by consistent behavior than by knowing the complex math. This matrix shows how personality dictates your path. If you're overwhelmed by bills, you need the psychological reinforcement of a quick win. This leads to the snowball method. If you're disciplined and prefer spreadsheet efficiency, your profile maps to the avalanche method to maximize savings. Pick your method tonight, write your debts down on a piece of paper, and make your first strategic payment. This video is for educational purposes only. For personalized guidance, seek out a certified financial professional.